Hey everyone, today we're going to take you through a full ship tour and a thorough review of the NCL Escape. Come along with us. Hey everyone, John here from Bite Size Cruises. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to start up here on deck 17, the upper pool deck. We're going to wander immediately in here to the American Diner. So this is NCL's iteration of like the old Americana kind of 50s style diner. It is, what I will say about that is a little bit nicer than the nifty 50s look, and the food is a little bit better. It's slightly elevated if you've ever been on Royal Caribbean and been in nifty 50s. A little bit better than that. So we're going to wander out here onto deck 17 as we overlook St. John in Canada, the Bay of Fundy there. So it's very, very standard Breakaway Plus class ship here. There are 4 of these Breakaway Plus class ships, and there are 2 Breakaway class ships. So they all kind of feel very similar, with the exception of Joy, which is a little bit odd since it was built for the Asian market, but Escape feels the same as those other ships. So we have our water slides here. You have your walking track up here on deck 17. Sorry, not the most beautiful day to be out filming, but needed to get it done. This is Canada in like October, so a little chilly, not the best weather. As you can see, there are several screens up in the front of the pool deck there where you can watch. They have cricket on, or some soccer games, or any of the big football games, anything like that. They also use them for the parties. It is funny, it does strike me as a little bit older, which the ship isn't that old, that there's not like one giant screen there. There are 2 smaller screens, but they're nice nonetheless. You can see down there onto the pool deck, it's a very enclosed small area. I don't like that it feels very closed in there on the pool deck, but that is the style of pool for this type of ship, considering all the things they have going on, the haven to the front, and you have your buffet and everything. So the pool deck is kind of smushed in there. Just a quick look out there into the Bay of Fundy at St. John. Then we're quickly going to take you in the doors to deck 17. We're going to go into the arcade. The arcade is a pretty nice size arcade. I do like that they have a lot of video games. They have some skee ball. They have the basketball hoops. There are a lot of games of chance where you just get tickets and things like that. I'm not a fan of that. I completely understand why they do it. The kids do it. They spend a lot of money on them. They're trying to win things, and then they get tickets to win cheap little prizes. But they do have a lot of air hockey and different things. There are fun games in the arcade. And again, there's the other arcade, which we'll see a little bit later in Oceans. So this is plenty of space in here for the arcade. It is a nice size. I do enjoy it. We spent a chunk of time up here playing some games. They're not overly expensive. It's like $2 to play basketball. I get it. It's nickel and dimey, but it is fun. And, you know, if it keeps your kids happy, then it's doing its job. So once we head out of the arcade, we're going to head directly into Spice H2O. This is at the very back of the ship here on deck 17. This is a beautiful area of the ship. Underutilized on our sailing, obviously going to Canada and New England. A little chilly. This is usually where they have like the glow party and some of the other evening parties, the 80s party and things like that. They did not. Here's the grotto, which is beautiful. If you were down in the Caribbean, has like the water kind of like dribbling out there, which is really nice. You can see it's beautiful. It winds around. And there is smoking in Spice H2O on the left-hand side when you come in. But otherwise, really, really beautiful area of the ship here that obviously was not truly taken advantage of for a cold weather cruise. Here we are up on deck 17 again at the mini golf course. Small mini golf course, but nice. It's over here, just kind of shoved in the corner. The ropes course is right above us. And then, of course, we have our sports court here, which is up on deck 18. Again, you could see the ropes course from here. Very cool. There's a plank that goes out on the side of the ship, which you can walk. You're, of course, harnessed in. Sports court is very large, as you can seats, full kind of NBA like basketball court here. You do play pickleball, soccer, and basketball up there as well, and volleyball sometimes too. You can see there is a little zip line up there on the ropes course too. That is a ton of fun. Then we are going to wind down here to the pool deck. Pool deck is, I kind of think on Norwegian, all of the pool decks are a little oddly configured. I'm not sure what the thought process is. I should ask someone next time. But you do have those two screens there, as we mentioned before, from the upper deck. And tons of seating. The pools are never really big on Norwegian. And obviously for this sailing, not a big deal at all, since we were in Canada and New England. But there is a ton of seating. You have your amphitheater, and there is your one of two kind of adult pools, which we'll kind of review. There is a bar over there on the other side called the Waves Bar. And then you get to see all of the extensive seating here. And this is really nice. Even in the cold weather, I was up here a few times just reading. It wasn't overly cold out there. You're kind of close to the doors, so it kind of stays a little bit warm here. And then as you get out here, it gets a little cooler. There are hot tubs out here. The people were using the hot tubs throughout the cruise. Nice for a Canada New England cruise, not a ton of kids, so no kids swimming in the hot tubs, which is what you normally see, which is hilarious. They do have the little marketplace over there where they have towels, and then they do little sales as well over there. And then as we swing around here, you will see the Waves Bar again there. It is on both decks, so there's ample places to get a drink, especially during the day when it's a little more crowded out here. As well, and you can see they have the games up on the screen there as we speak. And we're going to cut through here and come out to the other pool, which is like a family pool, but it is for adults as well. This pool is usually a little more low-key, which is odd. There's not as much going on over here. It's a little quieter. You do have the kids' splash zone over there on your right-hand side, which is really fun. It's a fun area for kids. Obviously not really used on the Canada New England cruise, and for good reasons. It was chilly. You have your two slides here on the left, which are your racer slides. They are very fast. Pop out over the side of the ship. You have your tube slide over there on the right, which is a ton of fun as well. Lots of fun things to do on this ship. It's just not always configured perfectly. It's kind of my thought process. And we'll see that more as we get inside too. But I love Escape. I love this ship. We had a great time on it. It's the second time we've been on the ship in 2 years. And it is a fun ship. Not my favorite Norwegian ship. My favorite Norwegian ship is Bliss. But this ship is really, really fun. And we had a great time. And there's a great show on here with Choir of Man. So there are a ton of benefits. As we come up here, we're going to head into the garden buffet. And you do see there is some outdoor seating here, which again, during the sailing was pretty good because you do keep a little bit warm out here. You're not really exposed to the elements a ton. Walk into the garden buffet here. You got to do your washi-washi, thank God. And then we're going to just wander through the buffet a little bit. We'll look around. Again, oddly shaped, oddly configured. I do like these little areas with high tops here. Those are convenient. Of course, you have your ice cream here. And you do have plenty of stations of food. My biggest concern is that it's really tight here to get through. As you're kind of looking or just trying to file through the crowd. And as you can see, this sailing was pretty full and it is very crowded in the buffet, as usual, as with it is on most cruise ships. But plenty of seating. Sometimes it's a little difficult to find a seat, but you will. There are plenty of drink stations, plenty of food stations. Never had a hard time getting food or getting close to the food. It's always like once you get the food, are you going to have a place to sit and eat it? But you do have all your stuff here. As you can see, there's cereals out and yogurts and everything for breakfast. You have your bacon, eggs, and the buffet is very long. As you can see, it's probably close to a third of the ship in the back there. and then tons of seating in the back here. Again, there's no outdoor seating in the buffet other than in the front of the buffet. I love the kind of back of the ship outdoor seating, but they do not have that on Escape. All right, now we're just going to wind down the old road here on deck 16 to the fitness center. We're just going to take a little peek at the fitness center. I generally don't like to go in there and film people while they're working out. Again, most of what we do here, we really do try to avoid kind of getting people on camera that don't want to be on camera. When we do these tours, you know, it's obviously not about us. It's about giving you the information of where things are, what things look like, and how to traverse the ship and what it's all about. So just take a little peek in here at the fitness center so you can see the setup. Plenty of room and plenty of exercise equipment. All right, now we are just going to jump all the way down to deck 6. Everything really on the ship takes place either on the pool deck or between 6, 7, and 8. So we're down here on deck 6, and we are going to pop out here to the atrium. The atrium is kind of the focal point of the ship, for better or for worse. There is the internet cafe, which no one uses anymore. We have the kind of cruise next desk here. We have the guest services here, the excursion desk. Everything kind of takes place in this area. You're going to see a little bit why that's an issue. You have your atrium bar there. On the other side, we have our atrium cafe where they have coffee and everything. The issue is that they do a lot of games and play a lot of trivia and do different things in this atrium area, and it's just not big enough to accommodate the amount of people who want to come and participate in those things. So it's a little bit of a stress point for, I'm sure, the employees and for the guests as well. The bar here does get crowded really probably mostly from noon on. It's pretty hard to get a seat at the bar. The cafe gets very crowded, as do most of the cafes or Starbucks on all of the modern cruise ships. There's just not enough room here for it to be a venue to play games and do kind of contests and things. But it's a really nice space. Then we're going to wind out of the atrium and head back towards the midship area here. You're going to get a little bit of the art gallery here on this side. If you've been on any cruise ship, you've seen all of these paintings. So this is just the little entry point of the art gallery, which winds all through deck 6 here. And we're going to come out at 6, 7, 8 place, which is really the midship area. All three of these decks are where the most things take place. As you come out here, you're going to see our first specialty dining restaurant, which is Le Bistro. It's really beautiful. You could eat out here on the, let's call it the promenade, in 6, 7, 8 place. If you go into Le Bistro, this is just classic French dining on a cruise ship. It is probably the most elegant of the specialty dining restaurants on Norwegian Cruise Lines in general. It's very pretty in here. It is a little upscale. It's a wonderful place for specialty dining if you're celebrating something special. Pop back out here to the middle. There is a beautiful area here with the steps. You have the comedy club over here as well. We'll take a quick peek inside there. That's also where they do a lot of the art auctions and where they do dueling pianos. So they're really kind of a multi-purpose room here. But as you see, there is a bar in here, and there is the stage for comedy and the dueling pianos. So you can kind of find things going on here all throughout the day and night. Again, that room is probably too small as well for any major events. So I think they're just lacking like a mid-sized lounge for some of those things. Going to pop out here, and next up you are going to see teppanyaki. Teppanyaki is the hibachi and sushi specialty dining on board. This is where we usually go on sail away night. As we take a look inside here, there's plenty of room in here. There are a lot of hibachi tables. These do get full. It does get full in here. Since the pandemic, specialty dining has really blown up in general, I find. So make your reservations on day 1 if you plan on eating here, because it does get very crowded. But beautiful inside here. The food is great. You will really enjoy yourself. Then we're going to wind down the hall here closer to the back of the ship, and we're going to head to our complimentary dining venues, the mix bar here in the middle, which does get a little bit crowded in the evening as people wait for dinner. These are your main dining rooms, for lack of a better term. Norwegian does freestyle dining, so there is no first or second dinner here. You can order any other meal. You just show up and you come in. If it's full at the moment, they will give you a little beeper. You can hang out, grab a drink at the mix bar, and they will call you when you're ready. But there is plenty of seating in here, and it generally isn't too long of a wait, 5 or 10 minutes at the most on most nights. Unless, of course, you just show up at like 6:30 or 7 o'clock. It'll be a little bit of a wait. And at the very back here, you're going to see all the plaques. I always like this area of the ship. This is where all the acknowledgments are. The first time you enter a port, they give you a plaque, which is really nice. All right, and then last but certainly not least, on deck 6 here, we have the Supper Club. So the Supper Club is a private, not a private, but like a smaller theater-ish experience where they do dinner and a show. It is a really nice experience if you get a chance to do it. This is different things on all of the different Norwegian ships. Sometimes it's the Illusionarium, sometimes it is Q, a barbecue, Texas Smokehouse. This kind of room on the different ships serves a different purpose. It is right below the theater. But they do like the escape room, which is like a table escape room in here. And they do a dinner and a show on a few nights. This is a really nice place. If you want something a little more upscale, you do have to make reservations. It is an additional fee to come in here for that, but it is really nice if you're spending an evening out. Just another nice option for dinner and a show. Then we're going to head up to deck 7 to the theater. I wanted to give you a little taste of the theater with something going on, so I wanted to show it with this. Norwegian does a nice thank you to its staff at the end of each sailing on the last night, which I think is really nice, and they call out the members from all the different departments that facilitate and help you with your entire cruise. It's pretty amazing to see all the different people that go into making this an amazing vacation for everybody. So I just wanted to give everybody a little picture of what that looks like so you have a good idea of what's going on the cruise. Otherwise, the theater is very nice, pretty open space here, and we'll just give you a few seconds to check this out. As we're just going to wind out here on deck 7 and show you the other side of deck 7 here. This is the Skyline Lounge. Called different things on different ships. Sometimes this is the Bliss Ultra Lounge. Sometimes it's where they have a little restaurant. But on this particular ship, it is the Skyline Bar and Lounge. It's where they do a little bit of a nightclub in the evening. They do have live music here at night as well. There are some casino games up at the bar if you sit up at the bar there. So if you want to just watch a game and maybe play some slots or some video poker, you can certainly do that. It is a nice sized lounge. It does not get overly crowded for the nightclub part of it. They do karaoke up here as well. That definitely gets a little more crowded. Then we're just going to walk through the casino. This is a very large casino for this size ship. They do have table games. They have all of your favorite slots. There are sections of this casino which are smoking. And sections which are non-smoking. It's a little difficult to figure out where those sections are, but if you do go through the casino, you will be able to figure it out. There are signs on the machines that will tell you if it is a smoking area, and of course, you will see ashtrays where you can smoke. But otherwise, pretty big casino here. Lots of options for games, lots of options for table games. We did not have any luck on this particular sailing. I'll let you wind through the casino here and check it out. There's a lot more of the table games up here, and as you can see, it kind of winds all the way around deck 8 here. Oh, sorry, deck 7 here. You get your first glimpse at the beautiful chandelier. That changes colors all the time during your sailing as well. And right around the stairways here, you have your cashier there, and then you have a lot of your table games like roulette, like craps, poker, all of those different things. That is a little high roller room over there to your left. You're playing with the big bucks, you can head in there. They do poker tournaments in there as well. And then as you come out of this hallway, we're going to wind down deck 7 to Oceans, which is the kind of pub feel. They have food and a large bar here, and it does overlook the atrium. So if you are looking for someplace to catch a show that isn't in the atrium, because it does get crowded down there, you can grab some seats here. This is set up, we're getting off at a port at the moment, so I just wanted to give you a quick look at Oceans bar here and pub. Tons of seating here as well, and they are open pretty much 24 hours a day. They only close for a little bit of time in between each meal to clean up. And then all the way at the other end of deck 7 here, we have the Manhattan room. So at the very back of the ship, the Manhattan room is beautiful. It is a main dining room, which means it is included in your cruise fare. It's just a little bit of a cooler vibe to it. So when you come in here, you can eat dinner, and it'll be the same menu as the main dining room for the day. But there is a more beautiful atmosphere with the vaulted ceilings. As you get in here, there is music going on some nights. There are dancers in here some nights. So it is a really nice experience in here. And it splits the back of deck 7, and you can also look down from deck 8 as well. All right, now we are going to pop up to deck 8 here. We're going to wander down the end of the hallway here. We are at the back of deck 8, directly above the Manhattan room here. We're going to head in and take a look at Cagney's and Moderno. So Cagney's is the traditional steakhouse on board of NCL Escape. Moderno is a Brazilian churrascaria where they come around with the meats and they slice them off for you. You get one of those cute little cup things. It's great when you're trying to do these live. You get a little place card, and you can flip it to green or red if you are ready to eat or you're not, and then they will abide by your plans. Here is the Prime Meridian bar. Very cool. In between the two here, Cagney's is going to be to your right. Again, has that very traditional steakhouse look and feel. Very dark in the evenings. The open cooking and pass area there. There is indoor and outdoor seating at Cagney's as well as Moderno, and most of the other specialty dining restaurants as well on the waterfront here on deck 8. Beautiful steakhouse. The food is great. If you are in the back side here, it does overlook the Manhattan room. So if there's singing or dancing going on, you can't really hear it, but you can see down there, so you can kind of keep an eye on things. And then on the other side here, we have Moderno. This salad bar at Moderno is massive. They have everything on it, from sushi to cheeses to olives to meats. You name it, it is available on the salad bar there. It's huge. And then, of course, they come around and they also give you sides as well. So you do get a really, really filling meal, and the desserts are good as well. We wind out of there, and we're going to head out. This is on the other side of deck 8. So we're going to come out. We're going to take a look at a few things here. The first thing we're going to see on our right is La Cucina, which is the Italian specialty dining offering on NCL Escape. This restaurant is really big. There's tons of room in here. The food is good. It's not like very authentic, amazing Italian food. It's very, like, I would say, elevated Olive Garden, if I had to pick something. I know that doesn't sound the best, but it is. That's what it is. It's chicken parm. There's some really, really good meals. There's some good pastas. There's some good lasagna. They do have pizza. They do have some traditional Italian food as well. It is better than it used to be. Still not the best. I think if it was around 10 or 15 bucks per person, it would be awesome. As you come out of La Cucina, over here, you're going to see the Tobacco Road bar here. This is where they have like your traditional kind of bourbon whiskey bar. Really fun. This is lively during the day. They do Macallan tastings over here. It is a pretty cool spot, and that overlooks, if you see over there to your left, which we're going to take a peek at in a second, the humidor. So they do have a cigar smoking lounge on Escape here. You're not allowed to smoke cigarettes in here, strictly for cigars. It's a cool spot if you just want to come out and smoke a cigar and have some bourbon or whiskey. Then we're going to head over here. Right across from there is the Sid Norman's Poorhouse. This place is awesome. It is way too small, but I think that lends to the charm of it, and I think that's kind of the idea there. It is a replica of the Sid Norman's Poorhouse, so you can see they do have shows in here for most of the nights of the cruise. There is a little outdoor section here too where they have it on TV, and you can hear, obviously you can hear everything that's going on, but you do have to get in line really early if you want to see a show here, because as you can see, it does not hold a ton of people, and the bar is very small. So my recommendation is to bring a drink with you if you are going to come in here and hang out for the day. We're going to continue down on deck 8, and we're going to, this is coming out of that hallway there. We're going to wind down and we're going to check out the cellars. So the Cellars is the wine bar. It is the Mandavi wine bar on board Norwegian. I think Norwegian does a great job with their wine service overall. They do have an onboard sommelier, and the team here, they do wine tastings on every sea day. They are usually amazing. We went to a wine tasting on our last sea day, and it was terrible. And I think it was the sommelier's last cruise, and it was her last day of her last cruise on our contract, and she was 1,000,000% punched out, which I totally understand. So it's okay. But it was not a great experience, and they are usually fantastic. They're usually very informative, great food, great drinks, and this is a great place to hang out in the evening before dinner or after dinner if you just want to grab a quick drink. Highly recommend it, and the service is usually excellent. It's just a cool space to hang out as well. So check out the Cellars Wine Bar next time you are on board Norwegian Escape. And we're going to wind around here, and you can see there are some shops. There are shops scattered throughout deck 8. You have some fancy or fancier jewelry spots, which I would advise you to stay away from. The prices are not better than you can get on land, as a general rule. They have shops where you can get sunglasses and camera equipment and all of those things as well in a pinch. And then over here, we're going to take a look at the Sugarcane Mojito Bar. This place is great. Great drinks, great bartenders, and it is connected to Bayamo by Ocean Blue and Pincho's Tapas Bar. So we're going to take a look at that while we're here as well. Bayamo is a seafood restaurant. Again, indoor and outdoor seating. It is excellent. The food is great. The service was great. We had Queenie, who waited on us twice. She waited on us at Pincho's as well. She was awesome. This is not a huge restaurant. It's a smaller restaurant, but the food is fantastic. Highly recommended if you have a few nights of the dining package. Check it out. And then Pincho Tapas Bar, we tried it. It was the first time I've tried it, and it was fantastic. Spanish tapas, pretty simple, not overly expensive, so another one to check out. And you wind down here further on deck 8, you're going to see this is where they do their little pop-up shops. You know, you sell gold by the inch. They have watch sales, the usual things that you see on all the cruises if you've been on a cruise before. If not, they run sales pretty much every night. None of them are particularly great, but if you're on vacation, you want to splurge and get yourself something, there you go. Sometimes they have a liquor tastings out here. Sometimes they have t-shirt sales. Normal stuff that you would imagine they do on every single cruise. Again, more shops, jewelry, watches. There's Mr. Effie there that you see on every single cruise line. And then you see the sandbar there is where you can get your Norwegian Cruise Line swag. Here is the camera shop, so you can pick up any, like if you needed a GoPro, or if you needed a bag or a lens, or this is also where you would pick your photos out if you wanted to purchase any photography that you had taken. And at the very front of the ship on deck 8, and this is on port side, we're going to check out the District Brew House. District Brew House is for adults only. It is a bar. They have a really good selection of beers on tap. We wound up getting a pumpkin spice Guinness, which was really good. They have little games on the table. They have live entertainment in here at night. It is a really fun spot to hang out and just chill. They also have a little photo booth for $10. You can get your pictures taken. On the other side, directly across on the starboard side, you have Food Republic. Food Republic is another specialty dining offering. It is a la carte, meaning that if you do have a dining package, you can get 4 items. If you do not, then you just pay for whatever you eat. I prefer to do that and just get a couple things and try it out. It is Asian fusion, and it is just really cool. You order on your iPads there, and they bring it out whenever it's ready. The beautiful views off of the side of the ship there. It is really, really, really nice. And then when you come out of Food Republic there, if you just turn left and go outside, you will be on the waterfront. I'm not going to talk through the whole waterfront. I will let you experience it. It is beautiful. It's one of the trademarks of the Breakaway and Breakaway Plus class ships. This is where you have your outdoor dining for the specialty dining restaurants. There's a ton of seating out here. There is a gelato bar. You just find lots of peace and quiet out here during the day and in the evening. And it's a great place just to walk around and just experience being closer to the ocean without having to be on the pool deck, which I think is really nice. So I'll give you some time here to look around, and we'll come back in a little bit. Just a quick note as you're wandering about here on deck 8, this does wrap almost all the way around the ship. It gets about 90% of the way there. The front of the ship, it is blocked because that is where District Brew House and Food Republic have their beautiful sweeping side views, is because it goes all the way out to the edge of the ship there. But otherwise, it goes all the way around the back of the ship. And as you can see, there's the gelato bar, and the bake shop is right in there. And they do serve Starbucks coffee, as you see. All right, we just wanted to let you get a good view of that without bothering you the whole time, so you could see how cool this waterfront area really is. Again, we're on a Canada New England cruise, so the weather is a little bit dreary, but this is beautiful, especially if you were on a wonderful, warm Caribbean cruise. Again, you can sit outside at any of the restaurants, even the wine bar here. There are a few bars along the outside here. This is the sustainability bar where you can get really cool drinks that are sustainable for the environment. Just a really cool space. Love it so much. Thank you guys so much for watching this tour. We really appreciate it. We would love for you to subscribe to our channel. We put out cruise videos every single day. Come along with us on this journey. And we also do a live stream every Wednesday where we give away books and coffee or tea. So that is the waterfront. We're going to show you one more quick little pan. It is going to be of the studio lounge. If you are a solo cruiser, and you have a studio cabin, you have this cool little studio lounge here where they have juices and coffee all day. They have snacks pretty much all day and all night. And you can hang out in here and meet other solo cruisers. It is locked out to only the people who have studio cabins. Thanks again so much from Bite Size Cruises. My name is John. Have a great day.